Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. In front of me, I've got a small package here, and inside of it is an iPad. I believe this is a second gen, and I think it's running iOS 5. Let's get it opened up and find out. All right, here's our iPad. You can see it's a 16 gigabyte 3G model. This does feel like a second gen. It's a little bit lighter than the third gen. Let's see if it has any power. And it does. We've got the old Apple logo. So for our second gen, that could be iOS 4, 5, or even 6. Hopefully not iOS 6. If we're lucky, we got iOS 5. If we're super lucky, we got iOS 4. I'm sure you guys know from the thumbnail already what this is, but I can't quite remember. Before I get any further, I'm going to give this iPad a little bit of a clean just because it's kind of dirty, and we don't like that. Okay, so the screen looks to be in very nice condition. I'm not seeing any cracks, maybe just a couple tiny little scratches here and there. Nothing too significant. Flipping around to the back, that is the case here as well. I'm not seeing really any damage other than just a little bit of wear and tear from normal use. So here we go. This looks like the old style slide to unlock. I think it was changed in iOS 6. Let's see what we have. Okay, so this is iOS 5. You can tell because it's got the YouTube icon, which means it's not iOS 6, but it does have music instead of iPod, which means it's not iOS 4. So this is iOS 5. Let's see which version specifically. So 5.0, I don't think I've ever had a device on iOS 5.0. So this is literally the very first release of iOS 5. That's pretty cool. No iCloud account. So I wonder if this device is going to be pretty buggy because of that. With the first release of any iOS update, there typically tends to be some issues that were not ironed out in the beta testing. So we've got our 0.7 megapixel camera, takes awful photos. Do not take pictures with your second gen iPad. Overall, it feels kind of quick. Certainly not as nice as iOS 6 in terms of like fluidity and performance, but it's not bad either. Let me get on the Wi-Fi here because I want to test out the App Store. All right, let's see if this will load. While it does, I noticed there's a pretty significant scratch there on the screen. Not a crack, although it kind of looks like it. And yeah, iTunes Store and the App Store are not working currently. It's kind of strange. Let's see here. Looks like whoever sold this was trying to figure out what model they had. Yep, you got an iPad second gen. Let's see if Apple's website works. It was not working on, I forget what device I tried. It was one of the old versions of iOS, but it looks like it might be working here. And it is. Very cool. Although it doesn't look good. All right, so not a whole lot to talk about here. iPad second gen. I've got plenty of videos talking about some of the details of it. But super clean device. It's sold really, really well. Apple updated it for a long time, and it was huge in the education market. It was actually sold all the way through 2013. You could actually buy an iPad second gen at the same time as you could buy an iPad Air first generation from Apple. This thing launched in 2011, I think. And you could buy it alongside the iPad 3rd gen, iPad 4th gen, and then even the iPad Air 1st gen for a little bit. And then eventually they switched over to offering the iPad 4th gen alongside the iPad Air. It's a great device. It's pretty limited nowadays because of its non-retina display. But it's still pretty cool to use. I think with iOS 5, it kind of opens doors for a lot of things because you have features such as iCloud and iMessage. FaceTime was introduced in iOS 4, although I don't really know how that works and if it even still works. Of course, we do have iMessage, which is nice. So you can literally still use one of these to send text messages to anybody. It still operates for that. YouTube is not working, I don't think. No, it hasn't worked in a long time. Still looks very nice. Let's check out some of those iOS 5 wallpapers here. Nothing too special. I'm sure you've all seen these before. Let's go with, How about these orange flowers? I think that'll look pretty good. All right, there you go. That looks pretty nice. The orange kind of contrasts the black bezels on this iPad. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Kind of short, not a whole bunch of details here, but still a pretty cool unboxing. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in another one of my videos. Thanks for watching.